Hello, I'm Roy Leahy. I'm a consultant at Marketing Pilot here in Vancouver. I'd like to start this small presentation today with a quote from Warren Buffett. In the business world, the rear view mirror is always clearer than the windshield. Well, what exactly does that mean? As entrepreneurs, you're about to go off-road. You're going to head to a destination where nobody's ever quite been before. If you're not, tell me how you intend to make money as an entrepreneur. So today let's share some theory and some experience with an aim to help you formulate your product's positioning and thereafter focus your product and market development. Why? Well, I hope to help you increase your probability of success, to minimize your development and marketing cost, and lengthen your runway. For those of you that aren't familiar with the term of runway, a runway is the amount of cash that you have to complete your development of the product and get to revenue before you run out of cash. So think of it as you're going down a runway on an airplane, but the difference here is that you're building the airplane as you go lumbering down the runway. So obviously you need some cash before you get to the end of that runway. So I want to help you minimize your time to revenue. So this is part of a much larger talk. It's a talk that's about 2 hours long and has been given a number of times across BC. So today I'm only going to deal with the positioning statement, and it's one of the most important components of starting off a new company. If you don't get this right, you're headed for some serious trouble. So the concept of a positioning statement. Well, really it's to determine why someone will buy from you and your company. Why will they buy your products or services? What's unique about your company? How will you cut their costs or increase their revenue? What's the return on investment for them from buying your product or service? How will you provide them with more fun or well-being if you're a developer in the area of apps for the iPhone or games, etc.? There's a saying that if you build it, they will come. That worked for Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams. But really? Are you willing to bet your time, the next several years of your life, and your money, and the money of your friends and relatives, to gamble on a product concept that you have not tested? So the product of position statement development, it starts off with an idea. You have an idea for a great product. You know it's great, your friends tell you it's great. Well, go and document it. Test it out with potential customers. At least do a PowerPoint and walk people through it to get their reaction. And by people, I mean potential customers, people or businesses that you think are going to buy your product. They're going to tell you things you don't know. And that's going to require you to go back and modify your position statement and your product definition. If applicable, build a mock-up or a prototype. Take that out and test it with potential buyers, potential customers. And when they tell you things you don't know again, or react to the product, you'll again modify it. So take that, go out and test it with potential customers, and so on and so on. I know you think you've got a great idea, but really what you think is irrelevant. It's only what the customer thinks that matters, because they're the ones that will or will not write checks. The penalty for not doing this is the development of a feature set for the wrong or non-optimal market segment. Or you could, and following that, you will develop a sales and marketing strategy for the wrong customers, as it will be stressing the wrong benefits. Or worst of all, you'll develop a product for a non-existing market, i.e. no one will buy it. It's amazing how many companies I talk to that have not gone out and tested the product concept on potential customers. They just know it's good and they know customers are going to buy it. It doesn't take a lot of effort to go out and talk to customers. I guarantee you They're going to tell you things you don't know. The positioning statement is a disciplined approach to defining your value in the eyes of the customer. It becomes your elevator speech, your short-form description of what it is your company and your product does. Test it with your customers. It will change many times. The process can identify pivot opportunities. A pivot is when you, through your research, find out that there are things about your product that if you had done differently would provide a much more focused and much more potentially successful offering. You could discover that the product doesn't fit the market opportunity that you're targeting on, but actually fits another opportunity very well. So don't throw out the development, modify it, and refocus. So what does a positioning statement look like? Well, first of all, who is the specific customer that you could sell to in a key segment? What's your sandbox? What's your target customer look like? Secondly, what does that customer need? What is the pain that they have? What's the compelling reason that they would have to buy from you? Your product, what is it? What category? What does it do? It provides a key benefit, the compelling reason to buy again. Unlike competition, have a look at the competitor's product categories and the leader and determine what it is that you do that they can't do and why is yours better. And of course, a competitor is always the option of doing nothing. You can't compel the customer. There's no perceivable benefit. Then they will either stay with who they are or do nothing. Your product, what is its key competitive differentiation? Why is it compellingly something that they just have to have? What else does your company provide to provide an entire product, a complete product? As entrepreneurs, you're the quarterback, and you have to have the ability of calling audibles. An audible is something that the quarterback calls at the line when he doesn't like the way things are going. In the case of football, in that analogy, it's the way the defense is lined up. So don't be afraid to call audibles when the facts are telling you that you're not quite on target with your development. So a few tips in closing. Talk to customers. Listen to them. Really listen to them. They'll tell you how to get the money from their pocket to yours. What you think, again, is irrelevant. If the customer's willing to pay money for something that they want you to do, then listen and be prepared to call those audibles. Another tip that I think is current with today's technology and today's society: concentrate. You're an entrepreneur. Concentrate on what you do. Don't be answering all your emails all day. Set a schedule. Limit the amount of time you spend texting or messaging or sending emails. Cell phones and meetings are a definite no-no. You're an important player. You're the leader of your company and your team. You need to concentrate. Something could be said or occur in a meeting that you miss. That could be a lost opportunity or a signal that there's a disaster coming. You need to concentrate. Spend 80% of your time on the 20% that matter. Appearance of activity is worthless. Get a mentor. Learn from his or her mistakes. You can learn from our mistakes. Life is too short for you to make them all yourself. Many of the companies that I talk to, the entrepreneurs miss the function of someone holding them accountable to their plans and to their schedules. A mentor can provide you with valuable experience and can also hold you accountable for your deliverables and keep you on track. So in closing, a little bit about me. I consider myself an entrepreneur first and then became an entrepreneur. Why an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is someone who works in a company and is in a group that's starting up a new product or a new division. I was a second marketeer put into Nortel's digital switching division. At that time, the product was not developed. We had zero revenue. In fact, the announcement of that product took our current product sales to zero, as everyone was waiting for the new product to come out. I ultimately became the head of marketing for Digital Switching Division Canada, which became a billion-dollar division in Canada. I then went on to become the president and CEO of 2 startups in BC that were sold. Currently, I'm a marketing consultant at Marketing Pilot, and I'm an Ace Tech lead mentor here in Vancouver. I want to thank you for your attention. If you need to contact me about the slide presentation or about my company and my services, the contact information is on this slide. And I look forward to talking to you in the near future. Be sure and visit my website, www.marketingpilot.ca. Thanks again for your attention, and hope to see you soon.